Vietnam, a land of dragons and dreams. Stretching gracefully along the eastern edge of mainland Southeast Asia, Vietnam is a country shaped like a slender S, running for more than 3,200 kilometers of coastline along the South China Sea. But to describe Vietnam only by its shape or geography would be like describing a masterpiece by the frame. It misses the extraordinary depth within. Vietnam is not just a country, but a story of survival, reinvention, and cultural brilliance, where ancient traditions meet modern ambitions in an unending dialogue. Geography, mountains, rivers, and coasts. Vietnam is squeezed between the Annamite Mountains to the west and the vast sea to the east, creating a unique diversity of landscapes. Nearly three-quarters of the land is mountainous or hilly, while two great river deltas, the Red River in the north and the Mekong in the south, form fertile plains that have fed civilizations for thousands of years. The Mekong Delta, often called Vietnam's rice bowl, produces more than half of the nation's rice and sustains millions with its endless canals, floating markets, and orchards. Offshore, Vietnam controls thousands of small islands, including Phu Quoc, known for its beaches and fish sauce, and Con Dao, once a feared prison island, now a national park. More controversially, Vietnam also claims the Paracel and Spratly Islands, territories at the heart of modern geopolitical disputes in the South China Sea. A journey through regions. The north of Vietnam is rugged and dramatic. Near the Chinese border, Sapa's terraced rice fields cascade down mountain slopes like green stairways to the sky. Ha Long Bay, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is a surreal seascape of limestone pillars shrouded in mist, the stuff of legends about dragons descending into the sea. Central Vietnam is a cultural heartland, home to Hue, the imperial capital of the Nguyen dynasty, where royal tombs and the citadel still whisper of dynasties past. Hoi An, a preserved trading port, glows each night with lanterns, its streets blending Chinese, Japanese, and French influences. Further along lies Da Nang, a fast-growing city known for its bridges, including the Dragon Bridge, which literally breathes fire. The South is a land of contrasts. Ho Chi Minh City, Saigon, is a whirlwind of traffic, skyscrapers, and street vendors, embodying Vietnam's commercial energy. Just beyond, the Mekong Delta sprawls into a watery labyrinth of villages and floating houses, where life follows the rhythm of the river. A history of resilience. Few nations have endured as much foreign domination as Vietnam. For over 1,000 years, the North was ruled by various Chinese dynasties, leaving deep imprints on language, governance, and culture. Yet, Vietnamese identity endured, strengthened by resistance heroes like the Trung sisters, who led a revolt in the 1st century CE, and General No Nguyen, who defeated Chinese forces at the Battle of Bac Dang River in 938, winning Vietnam's independence. From the 15th to 19th centuries, Vietnam expanded southward in a process known as Nam Tien, southward march, absorbing territories of the Cham and Khmer people. The Nguyen dynasty unified the country in the 19th century, only for France to colonize it soon after. French rule introduced Catholicism, baguettes, coffee, and European architecture, but also exploited Vietnam's resources and people. World War II brought Japanese occupation, followed by the rise of Ho Chi Minh and the Viet Minh independence movement. The First Indochina War against France ended with victory at Dien Bien Phu in 1954, but the Geneva Accords divided Vietnam into North and South. The Vietnam War, known locally as the American War, followed, devastating the land but ultimately ending in reunification in 1975. Post-war, the country struggled under a planned economy until the Doi Moi reforms of 1986 transformed Vietnam into a market-oriented powerhouse. Today, it stands as one of Asia's fastest-growing economies, exporting everything from textiles to smartphones. People and culture. Vietnam is home to nearly 100 million people, making it the 15th most populous country in the world. The majority are ethnic Kin, but 53 officially recognized minority groups bring incredible diversity, such as the Hmong, Dao, Thai, and Tay, each with distinct languages, festivals, and clothing. The Vietnamese language itself is tonal and uses the Latin alphabet, a legacy of French missionaries who developed it in the 17th century. This makes Vietnamese one of the few major East Asian languages not using Chinese characters today. Religion here is pluralistic. While Buddhism is dominant, Confucian values shape social life, Catholicism thrives from colonial times, and indigenous beliefs persist. The unique Chao Dai religion, founded in southern Vietnam in 1926, blends Buddhism, Taoism, Christianity, and Islam into one faith, with a temple in Tay Ninh as colorful as a carnival. Daily life and customs. In daily life, family and community remain central. Ancestor worship is practiced in most households, with altars honoring generations past. Traditional clothing like the Ao Dai, a flowing tunic over trousers, remains a national symbol, often worn during holidays, weddings, and ceremonies. Vietnam cities are famous for their narrow, tube houses, often only a few meters wide but stretching upward several stories. This style originated from old property taxes based on street frontage, so people built tall and deep instead of wide. The most important holiday is Tet Nguyen Dan, the Lunar New Year, when families reunite, clean their homes, honor ancestors, and welcome the new year with fireworks, feasts, and lion dances. Food, a world of flavor. Vietnamese cuisine is a masterpiece of balance. It emphasizes freshness, herbs, and the harmony of 5 flavors: sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and spicy. Internationally, pho is the star, a noodle soup infused with aromatic broth, beef or chicken, and herbs. But the culinary universe stretches far beyond. Banh mi, a French baguette transformed with pickled vegetables, meats, and chili sauce. Bun cha, grilled pork served with noodles, herbs, and dipping sauce. Goi quan, fresh spring rolls wrapped in rice paper. Sa phi suada, strong iced coffee with condensed milk. Sa phi trung, creamy egg coffee, invented in Hanoi. Vietnam is also the world's second-largest coffee producer, after Brazil. The Central Highlands are covered with plantations, producing the Robusta beans that give Vietnamese coffee its intense flavor. Arts, music, and sports. Vietnam's artistic traditions are as diverse as its people. Hat Chio and Kai Luong are forms of folk opera, while water puppetry, performed on a flooded stage with puppets dancing across the surface, is uniquely Vietnamese, dating back to the 11th century. Traditional gongs and zither accompany festivals, while modern pop, hip-hop, and rock thrive in the cities. In sports, football, soccer, is the national obsession, with fans filling stadiums and flooding streets in celebration. Traditional martial arts like Vo Vinam showcase Vietnam's fighting spirit, blending self-defense with philosophy. Today's Vietnam. Modern Vietnam is a nation of energy and optimism. Its cities pulse with neon lights, tech startups, and street vendors all coexisting side by side. Motorbikes swarm like rivers of steel, carrying everything from refrigerators to families of 4. Skyscrapers rise, yet ancient pagodas stand at their feet. Despite its turbulent past, Vietnam has carved out a unique role on the global stage, an exporter of culture, a hub of trade, and a nation proud of its resilience. It is at once timeless and forward-looking, humble yet ambitious. In the end, Vietnam is more than a country, it is an experience. It's the taste of herbs that seem freshly plucked from the earth, the roar of scooters in Saigon, the silence of incense drifting through a pagoda, and the sight of a fisherman casting his net at dawn on the Mekong. It is a land where history and modernity weave together endlessly, like threads in a silk tapestry. Vietnam is not just visited, it is lived, breathed, and remembered.